Hi, welcome back to Demo of, well, basically this is a demo series of the title Jake's Paralysis, the visual novel. This is by far just part 2. I'm fairly unsure where we left off, but hopefully we get to catch up pretty easily with the story. I think the last tidbit of part 1 was we finally met Nina. Hopefully the volume is fine and stuff. Sorry for surprise dogs barking at the background or automobile sounds or getting cut off because it's gonna be a doozy. We're near the road anyway. Spoiler alert, that's how domestic sounds works. Um, for the record, I will also be just recording at least like for every part like 1 hour to 30 minutes of the story until like the entire demo or the prologue has been filled in. So this might actually go on like the same as with the Our Life Now and Forever title in this same channel. Anyways, if you're interested to know the story before this chapter, before this part of the demo, you could refer to the first part of the demo series of Jake's Paralysis in either my demo playlist, or I think I will create a Jake's Paralysis playlist. um okay, let's load. Let this try. No matter I will not be I'll try my best to like voice over them the best I can for the characters. So bear with me. I also don't know what kind of voices I made for Lucy or for Jake, so right now let's start with the scenario. Hey, done with your homework? Most of it. I'll be done in a little bit. How about you? Don't tell me you came here for help. Not this time. Look! A cordless telephone is shoved in my face. What am I supposed to be looking at? On my way home! Shock the bejeebus out of me. Shock the bejeebus. Oh, sorry. History. I skipped the part. Lucy said that on my way home, I stopped at this cafe called the Copper Guitar. Guess what? They're hiring, so I talked to the owner and he gave me this number so you can call him. Why don't you take a shot and introduce yourself? Jake. Lucy, I don't... press. Think about it. It's a record store and a cafe. Doesn't that sound like a fun place to work? Come on, it wouldn't be so different from those years you spent climbing on trees with your... What the? With your headphones on, bringing your snacks with you. Lady, that's entirely different. Except now I'm supposed to speak. I'm given an eye roll as she passes me the telephone. In the end, I dial the number. I'm given an... okay. So, sorry, I thought that was a shift of, like, the thingy. Hello? Yes, my name's Jake. And I think my friend talked to you about me today. Oh, it's supposed to be a question mark, right? Tell him you're a studio engineer, blah blah blah. Shh. He's listening to you. No, sorry, I don't have a previous experience. But he's excited to work with you, sir. Jesus Christ. You know what? I'm just gonna use the keyboard if ever, like, it works it that way. There's a tiny corgi, or, like, poodle, like, hounding me in the background. Sorry, I skipped. I skipped a few lines because, like, my mouse is definitely needing some fixing. But Lucy says, but he's excited to work with you, sir. The owner chuckles and agrees to have work weekends as a trial period. I'm not thrilled, but it's better than nothing. Oh, come on, Jake. Jake. Sunday morning? Sure, I can do that. Uh-huh. Perfect. I appreciate it. Woohoo! Lucy says. What? Oh, it's another one of those scenarios where he's having a headache or something, huh? Oh no! As soon as I end the call, a familiar sensation claws at my throat. Lucy, who was in the middle of a victory pose, stares at me with concern. Jake? Hey, are you okay? It was that same sensation, but much stronger. You mean that alcohol thing you were talking about? Maybe you should see a doctor. No, I'm fine. It's probably from all this stress lately. I bet I'll sleep it off tonight. That's kind of scary, to be honest. Like, every now and then you get a migraine, equivalent to you finding yourself being, like, dizzy, like you're drunk. Alright, but if it doesn't, you'll promise to get it checked, okay? Yeah, sure. Okay. I was barely able to sleep last night. For whatever reason, that horrible sensation lingered hours after I went to bed, tormenting me throughout the night. Yes, yes, somehow I was able to drift into a peaceful slumber. And now here I am, the sun's morning light warming my face. The dog's barking at the outside, and apparently it's not part of the dialogue, I just hear it. Like, annoyingly, it's so loud. Rubbing my weary eyes, I glanced at the time. Like, it's kind of domestic, to be honest, if there's a dog barking at the background. I would love it if they don't. This isn't really a complaint or whatever, but if you're in the city and you have a lot of sound surrounding you, like it would be fair if you're like going to not be surrounded by a lot of like disturbing or unnecessary noises, but you can't control it most of the time. So I'm kind of still lucky I have a house anyway. Back to the story. I race out of bed, throw on my clothes, and grab my backpack. Before I know it, I'm sprinting down city streets and dodging pedestrians to my first lecture. This can't keep happening. Oh, you're late. I mean, to be fair though, if you always feel like you're drunk at night, you'd probably have a hard time waking up the next day, which is normal. And why am I saying it as if like it's the most abnormal thing in the world? Back to the story. I managed to slip into the lecture hall moments before class begins. English, what even? Like usual, my aching body shambles to a seat in the very back and practically collapses on the chair. Oh, it's Nina. We sure have a lot in common. Nina? Why? Oh, music history, right. So, what's new with you, besides being sweaty? Well, I got a job yesterday at the Copper Guitar Cafe. I start Sunday morning. That's great. You know what they say, how resourceful of you. You know what they say? How resourceful of you. I don't know what they say about Jake. You're like just a few days in your school. With all that extra money, you could really show a girl a good time. I laughed so bad. I'm not gonna be a good VA. Is she flirting with me again? How do I even respond to that? Yeah, she's kind of flirting with you. I think. Hey, hey, we should pay attention to the lecture, don't you think? If you say so. I try my best to focus on the teacher's distant scribbles, but my attention is interrupted every time Nina raises her hand. She's so confident. Wait, what is the lesson? Music history? Now that I think about it, why is she so willing to spend time with me? We're complete opposites, yet she acts as if our personalities are the same. Just a few days! Why are you wondering that in like within 3 days of spending time with the person? I'm just really bad. I'm just really annoyed at Jake, huh? This isn't a cruel joke crafted by her friends, right? By the time class is over, I snap out of my thoughts and face Nina. She's busy gathering her textbooks and binders as I steel myself before asking her a question. Where are you going next? I wouldn't mind helping you carry your books. Oh, I guess I could say your strong arms. I guess I could use your strong arms. I'm going to a nutrition workshop on the second floor. I think I know where that is. Here, allow me. My arms almost buckle under the weight of her backpack, but I endure and follow her to the second floor. I bet she's stronger than you. The more time I spend with her, the more I notice her subtle beauty. There's something bewitching about the slight sway of her hips as she gracefully walks that I can't get enough of. Okay. Not to mention her cherry red lips and exposed midriff. Okay. Once we, you don't know how I've rolled my eyes 2 times in complete succession. Not complete succession, but every time, every moment that he mentioned praising whatever he observed with his eyes and his boy crush. I should stop. I should stop like criticizing Jake. I'm sorry, Jake. I'm trying to portray you, but I'm not succeeding. Once we arrive, she thanked me with a wink as she brushes my hands, grabbing her books. Yeah. I grin and giggle to the what? What? I grin and giggle to the library, students looking at me like I just blew a mental fuse. What? What? It's funny. I laugh at that, but maybe I've done that before in my childhood. I don't know how cringy I am, but maybe I was. Lucy. What took you so long? I've been waiting here for ages. Sorry, I had no idea you wanted to walk me home today. To be fair, I wanted to surprise you. Any news on this girl of yours? Not so loud. We'll talk about her on the way home. Okay. On the way home, we go. Do. I see a tumbleweed paper. Paper trash in the background. Why? Why? Why are you doing this to me? That's so annoying. I mean, to be fair, it's not annoying, but it's kind of funny to actually like, no, you don't do that. Tumbleweed trash. What is wrong with this city and their garbage collection? Why are they keeping it like this? Hold up, I'm gonna do something. Okay, okay, I think that's fine now. Come on, we're not even on the campus anymore. You know you want to tell me. Being myself isn't working. I feel awkward and weird and dumb. Now you're just being too harsh on yourself. What? Oh, so he just right off the bat talk about things. Okay. All I'm saying is that maybe I should act differently. At this rate, she'll end up being just a close friend, like you are. I wanna kick this guy. I wanna kick this guy's head for so many times already, but I'm gonna curb my like energy of hurting this guy so much because IRL, like, there are some people like that IRL, so I shouldn't be judgmental and hyper prejudiced. Lucy hits me on the arm, smirking at me as we enter our complex. That one kind of hurt. I'm sure you'll figure it out. By the way, what do you like the most about her? Aside from her beauty, she's confident, outgoing, smart. Sounds like you found a girl that doesn't have any flaws. He just, right off the bat, just listed a few things. And she's already flawless? That's not being flawless, honey. There's also something special about her. She's seemingly unreachable. It's hard to explain, but it's crazy to think someone like that would talk to me. Oh, she's like, what do you call that? There's a trope about that when it comes to like attraction in stories. She's not like other girls. There, she's not like other girls. Trope. Honestly, that's what I like the most about her. Yeah, they're still kids anyway, so it's difficult to think like that. When I was a kid, I didn't think like that. I'm just really not. I'm more shallow though, I think. So you're chasing after the impossible. Sounds reasonable, Jake. But it's true. Maybe if I use music again, we'll be able to connect like we did when we first met. Okay. I'm getting the heck annoyed with this guy. It's a nice guy, the nice trope, the nice character trope that they're like putting Lucy like in a cage of a nice character trope of sorts. That's pissing me off, but at the same time, that's really normal and common for a lot of people. I think I've been subjected to that kind of thing. But for the record, like, I don't have a crush with that person. I just honestly want to spend time with different people. And I'm like, I like this person. That's why I'm spending time with them. But that doesn't mean I want to be romantically related to them. I think that's how I. Sorry, there's a tricycle at the background. Thank you so much for passing by. I think that's how Lucy is. So maybe I'm like the stereotype. This girl, Lucy. Although to be fair, oh, there's an airplane above us. That's so weird to hear. It's so near. Like it feels like don't crash on us, please. Don't. Like no. Please do not crash land on our area. I hope not. Uh Hold up. Oh. This is gonna be funny because I didn't fix the filters, so there might be ASMR electric fan sounds, so I'm sorry guys if it's bothering and stuff, but hopefully I could adjust it a bit of the volume, like in post edits. Oh, history. Before long, Lucy and I make it back to my room for college approved ramen noodles and a little after dinner study session. Okay. She eventually decides to head back for the night. I can tell you're willing to go to the extra mile when you like someone. If you can somehow get her to see that, then I guarantee you'll be far more than just friends. You think so? I guess I never thought of it like that. Well, you're kids. You don't think anything ahead of time sometimes. You don't plan on things most of the time. That's how it works. It's normal, bro. It's normal. Like I'm lucky to think that it's normal, I guess. As I walk to the library the following day, Lucy's advice swirls around my head, a mantra replaying over and over again. Car. She's probably right, but showing my efforts for another girl is easier said than done. Yeah, it is true. Like even in the opposite side of things, like if if a girl with the same personality as Jake just comes along with this kind of situation and they're like in a rut of trying to see how to approach a person that they're attracted to, like not in a simple friendly way. Yeah, that's pretty much the mindset that comes in. It's hard to express yourself when there is a sudden sort of like subconscious expectation of like trying to impress them just because you want them to see the good side of you. Like to be fair though, um I've little I guess I have experience of that, but I don't remember what my mindset was during that time. Huh. Why am I only comfortable doing that around Lucy? Just because you're already close and you're like taking her existence for granted already because of like the closeness that you have. It's not a bad thing. It's probably the most normal thing when it comes to friends that are like childhood friends or longtime friends. Or maybe you're just highly dense or a dense MF. Maybe you're just a dense MF. Probably leaning more to the dense MF. While looking for a quiet corner, I'm pleasantly surprised by Nina lounging in a chair with one of her textbooks. Nina? I didn't expect to find you here. Oh, hey Jake. You kinda caught me off guard there. I guess that's what I get for daydreaming. Hey, I know this'll sound weird, but you look like you have something on your mind. Am I right? It depends. Do you have some time to listen? All the time in the world! I'm not sure that's enough time, but if you insist. Oh, and sorry in advance. This is going to be a lot. Please, go ahead. All at once, her emotions begin to pour out in a stream of consciousness. From unreliable group members to dance routines gone wrong, I'm bombarded by one complaint after another. And yet, I can't help but listen closely, soaking in her troubles with glee. If she were any other person, no doubt I would have ended the conversation by now. Rude! Okay, but that's how life is and people are. But when it's Nina, with one final complaint about this morning's mocha latte, she ends her rant with a relieved sigh, cutting back to reality as I remain lost in her thoughts. What? Hello, Earth to Jake. Oh god, you're one of those people who sleep with their eyes open. What? No, Nina, I just got lost in your thoughts. Seriously. Is that so? You've just earned yourself a coffee, dreamy eyes. When I get back, I want you to tell me all about your day. Oh, just she's walking off. She leaves for the cafeteria, leaving me in a panic. What do I say when she gets back? Will she get bored if I tell her about my day? Think, Jake, think! I'm sorry, I'm amused by the sound of the icons. Oh, she's back. Here you go. I added some sugar just for you. You you're so full of light. I've never had a guy tell me that before. It's just coffee, Jake. What I mean is, I really don't have much to talk about. I'd rather listen to you all day. I've been into that trap with the other party. For the record, looking at it now, kind of cringy. But in some way, in youth-wise, and you hadn't experienced it, it feels sweet. It just feels sweet. But in the long run, it's nothing. Sometimes it's easy to forget this kind of situation, to be honest. But for the record, thinking right now, if I remembered it, it means it was like, it must have been memorable to me, but not really. I'm just saying, I've been in this situation. I've also been witness to it, like a third party witness to something like it, which is, I don't mind. Because sometimes I just am like a wallflower. I like being in dramatic or like whatever scenarios that's happening around me. Therefore, I like stories and stuff. I'm nosy, ear on the wall, but I'm not a gossip. Hopefully, like, I don't try slandering people that much. Except when maybe pettiness is involved. She seems flustered at first, then relaxes and takes a seat next to me. I'm shocked she hasn't rushed away like she usually does. Did she cancel her plans just so she could be with me? I will never know, but it felt special. For the remaining time, we work on our assignments together. She occasionally leans on my shoulder while looking at my answers, her sweet perfume lulling my restless heart into a lavender daydream. Wow, poetic. Just keep on laughing. I'm sorry. This is a complete slice of life romance that, for the record, a lot of people, or maybe like half of the world, has experienced and might, densely remember, do not remember, is rememberable, so stuff like that. So it's totally normal, which is a good change for a bit in my gameplay state. I mean, for the record, I was playing Our Life a few days ago, and that one just brings so much peaceful wholesomeness, joy in my life that it sometimes is heavy for you because it bears energy to just keep up. We decided to call it a day after finishing our assignments. It pained me to leave her again, but at least I was able to revel in my memories of her on the way home. Usually that is the only thing that is gifted to you if you're not gonna end up being forever with like your friends or the person that you had a crush on or liked way back. It's the memories or like the lessons that you've learned afterwards that keeps it going or like is the value. The music in my headphones also distracts me from reality. I won't tell Lucy, but what? Sorry, the sounds of my laptop is within because hold up. What the where? There. Yay, it's charging now. I won't tell Lucy, but a car almost swerved into me because I was too busy reminiscing about my time with her, with Nina. Okay, I heard keys and stuff. I wonder why they're not driving. They're in the city. They should have a car. Oh wait, maybe the school's just walking distance. That's why it's not necessary. I am still annoyed by the slow loading thingy, but it might just be like because the game is heavy as heck. Entering my room, I'm greeted by Lucy's voice warm-ups. How long has she been waiting for me? I wasn't expecting you here. Were you waiting for me again?
For a little while.
Really? That's like okay. I don't know. No comment. I'm gonna curb my tongue.
Anyway, I have something important to tell you.
I'm all ears.
I was at a pub not too far from here. They were looking for a singer, so I decided to check it out. And guess what? The owner gave me an audition and hired me on the spot.
That's wonderful.
It's just one gig, but if everything goes well, he said he'll extend the contract.
Still, I'm so proud of you.
Aw, thank you. Oh, and I was going to ask, did I miss anything about that girl? Because now that I have this gig, I was thinking you could invite her to the pub this weekend.
Ooh, actually, I want this night to be about you only. I've got plenty of things to share with you about her. Nope, none of this is my preferred answer. But I'm gonna go with this because we're currently with her anyway. I'd rather spend the whole night celebrating your accomplishments. I don't want it to always be about me and my life. Spacebar.
Itchy.
Oh wait, what? Why is it so slow? What's happening? Why isn't it loading? Okay. Oh, okay. Oh.
Really? What about...
I'll probably invite her, but for right now, you're my priority, Lucy. How about we order some pizza and play some rounds of Giuseppe?
Giuseppe Cart?
We still have a score to settle, you know. That was funny. Instead of Mario Kart, it's Giuseppe.
Giuseppe Chart?
Giuseppe Kart. Okay, for the record, I wished I would I did say typically most of the options that were given on that timer and that options were not ones that I would think of, but I just chose the one that feels like because I'm with my friend and she is having her moment, I'd rather focus on the moment because there's a lot more time in the future unless maybe I am like this is a tragedy and I'm diagnosed with time limit and there's nothing else that we can do. This back to the story. This time the pain is not there to bother me, so I drift off as soon as Lucy returns to her apartment. The next morning, I'm startled awake by Lucy's presence beside my bed. Talk about a wake-up call. Lucy? Did you sleep with me?
What? No! Jake, I used the spare key to get in. I didn't want you to be late for classes. And in case you're wondering...
I have no idea what she said.
And in case you're wondering, I knocked before entering. Honestly, I was worried your alcohol thing was getting worse. Don't scare me like that.
There's just still a lot of punctuations or a lot of stuff that needs to be edited in the dialogue. But I mean, for the presentation itself. But yeah, you know, quality control, quality control. Lucy passes me a cup of coffee and a breakfast sandwich. Even though I feel a bit guilty, I can't help but smile with gratitude. Aw, it's so cute. I mean, I wish I had best friend, like a group of best friends like that would be like totally near me or stuff. But you know, my close friends aren't that near me. They're like far away. I'm not even sure if I'm still close to them or not. Once we're dismissed, I drag myself into the crowded hallway, Lucy's words following me. Will I ever meet someone who cares about me as much as she does? And what happens if I don't find someone? Out of the corner of my eye, a golden glow catches my attention. Insert. Sometimes it's they. My friend did say it's her like validly valid opinion and like experience that in a relationship it's always gonna end up being like highly one-sided when it comes to effort. Like it's pretty rare to have like equal effort that is like given to each other. As I'm saying this because I was thinking, no, honey, you should also give effort to the person that you want to spend time with, that kind of care and attention. It's also in my head that sometimes that's not the case. That it's sometimes it's obvious that it's always a one-sided effort for the other party. Car. I'm always gonna do that. So sorry if you guys are gonna be annoyed if every now and then I just state the background sounds that is like lingering in. Okay, what's this golden glow that catches your attention? She almost disappears into the sea of students before I call out to her. Hey, Nina! Just the man I was looking for. Hey, would you mind carrying my books again? I want to see your strong arms. Yeah, no problem. No. I just cringed. Like, I internally puked. And stop. No. Does she really think I have strong arms? No. No, she just wants someone to carry her things for her, that's it. I've always thought of myself as painfully average for a guy my age. Yes, both of you are painfully average. And pretty and handsome. Stop talking like you're not the center of the universe. In this game, you are. Though it's not like I mind her compliments or anything. Honestly, they make me want to help her even more. But before you give me your books, there's something I'd like to ask you. Yes? My friend gave me tickets for a concert on Saturday night. And since you like music so much, I thought I'd love to go with you. Really? I don't want you to feel obligated or anything. If you don't want to, I understand. No, just accept it. If you don't like the idea, just accept it. Oh my god, Jake, I love concerts. I take this as a date? A date? I mean... I know it is. I'll see you on Saturday. Okay. She flashes a picturesque wink and leaves without my help. Or leaves me alone, flabbergasted. On in the hallway, amidst these people, with a blush burning my face as if no blood has not run on these cheeks endlessly. Did I just ask Nina out? Did she just accept it? A wave of elation leaves me speechless as I practically skip to my next class like a bunny. Happy, 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 hop, happy, hop. I know, cringy romance is easy to like be sarcastic or sardonic or whatever. But reality is, most of the time this happens. I remember in high school, like I think it's in your like third year high school grade. I had a classmate. I watched this scenario happen like in 48 hours. Like the first 24 hours, history is this guy is like likes this girl in our class. No, this girl in our year. Basically just is pursuing her, I think, but more of like the pursuing, I'm a good friend, sort of like that, and presenting like feet, good foot, like good leg first before anything type of like style. And there was like in a month or so, when he had the courage finally to ask her out that one time. The next day they broke up. The next day they broke up. And there's like, the girl's reason was like, she shared the story to her mother and shared how he looks like to her mother. And her mother said that her mother doesn't like how the guy looks like. For the record, I saw the guy skip in the corridor out of happiness and glee. And I'm like, I'm happy for him. That's good. Like at least they're going through a nice moment, and then the next day it's like I don't know what happened and stuff. Like I don't know. I guess like he kind of recovered fast after it as well. Like he was sad. Like he was devastated. I think he partially cried and sort of like had his group of guy friends like comfort him the rest of the week, which is nice to see and fun to witness. But I'm like, that's one of the few stories I had when I was younger that it feels like is an inevitability in the situation. I'm not gonna share any kind of impression I had with the girl because I'm not close with the girl, even though I have like spoken to her. We were in amicable and we were civil with each other. We were amicable, good students. Um, but there's still something with the personalities of these people that I'm not personally cannot share 100%. It's gonna be an alleged because it's only my impression. But that reminded me of this. So like, hopefully things go out like in my decisions for Jake. Hopefully I do get the energy to push him through with whatever route I take. Right now, I honestly even though I'm partial to childhood friends turned lovers, I want to like pursue him to Nina because I have mentioned before in part 1 that I actually shipped them character design wise compared to Nina because the way that I see Nina and to Lucy compared to Lucy because the way that I saw Lucy and Jake's personalities and character designs feels like they're siblings. Which is like, to be fair, they are childhood friends. That's why it's gonna happen. Anyways, back to the story. Sorry about that. I veered away. As soon as I get home, I throw my backpack onto my bed and rush to Lucy's room. I need to tell her about this. Okay. To be fair, I don't like to. Like, I'm not as eager when it comes to people and sharing stuff like this. I don't remember how energetic or excited I was in sharing the time that I became together with my ex at the start of the relationship. I think I'm neutral and excited, but in like a less energetic I less energetic way because I am avoiding to cringe at myself. I am my own enemy. Lucy, Nina agreed to go out with me this Saturday. Really? Details, Jake. But first, I need to thank you for everything. Without you, I wouldn't have the courage to ask Nina out or gotten a job. Your dream is helping me find my own, and I can't thank you enough. You're amazing.
Oh, stop! You make me blush.
With that, we decide to finish our homework together in her room. Now that the initial adrenaline has worn off, I'm paralyzed by doubts and a looming sense of fear for Saturday night. What do you think I should talk about with Nina? There's so many mosquitoes in this fucking place. If I run out of topics, it'll be so awkward. But at the same time, would she really ask me out if she thought I was awkward? God, Lucy, I don't know what to think. What if this is all an elaborate prank? I bet she's going to laugh about it with her friends.
Relax. If she's actually toying with you, then she wasn't good enough for you anyway. And you and I both know that there are plenty of fish in the sea. Sure, some of them act more like sharks, but I'm sure you'd be able to find a nice girl who respects you.
But that's the thing. I don't want another girl. Lucy, Nina's the one. Weirdly, Lucy remains silent for the rest of the evening until we greet each other at night and I go back to my apartment's room. Yeah, that's because it's like an exaggerated thing to say. I know. I know. It's also cringy. Oh my god, the graphic is so near, it kind of scared me. Also pixels. Back at home, I toss and turn for hours trying to ease my racing mind as visions of Nina flash before me. Is this what true love feels like? No. I've heard people explain what it feels like, but I've never experienced it for myself. It's to each your own. Is this why everyone loves love? Yes, probably. Restless, I search around my room until I find my favorite cassette, a progressive rock mixtape that Lucy gifted me for my birthday. With the serene sounds of her kindness whispering into my ears, the nervousness slowly fades away and I fall into a deep slumber. I thought it was a rock cassette tape. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Okay, he's sleeping right now. I wonder what the song sounds like. I'm kind of curious. Is this the time traveling now? Okay, so maybe not. It did say that it's only triggered by kisses. The next morning, I head to Lucy's room, desperate for her to affirm my casual outfit for tonight. Surely Nina will like it. Lucy? Hey, are you home? I wanted to get your opinion on my outfit for tonight. No way. As I'm answered by cold silence, my spare keys enters her lock. She's not still asleep, right? Entering her room, I'm greeted by familiar sights. A rabbit plushie resembling her pet rabbit back in Johnsville, half-solved Rubik's cubes, and family pictures from her childhood. Yeah, I feel you, Lucy. I don't know how to solve Rubik's cubes as well. Maybe I'm a little too close. Not in a weird way, of course, but more in a Lucy's mom may miss me more than her daughter sort of way. She's always been a second mom to me. Putting the picture back on her nightstand, I can't help but feel curious about the rest of her room. Should I poke around? No! Should I poke around? Leave a note wishing her luck. I'm gonna regret this, but I don't feel like being snooping in the first try. That reminds me, I should check my mailbox. I'm sure my parents have sent something by now. But first, I'll leave a note on her desk. How about, I know you'll rock tonight. Remember to call me when you're famous. A bit cheesy, but it'll do. For the record, I think Lucy will actually appreciate if she's woken up by you, like by Jake, in this situation. Because she's already being... I'm assuming this, but there's like a percentage that it might actually be that way. Because she's already almost not hyper invasive, but already borderline invasive of like Jake's personal space, and Jake's not actually against it. So if Jake actually did the same thing with Lucy, I think she wouldn't mind. But since I'm playing this, I mind. I totally mind. Uh, this is the only game that I've so far been psychoanalyzing the characters, and we're not even at the part where he kisses one of them and he triggers his abilities. Leaving Lucy's room, I venture downstairs to my mailbox. Lo and behold, my mom's scribbles stick out like a sore everything. A part of me appreciates the effort, but it'd be great if they were willing enough to call me. Back in my bed, my eyes glaze over as I read her motherly message. What I wouldn't do to hear this from her. Unfortunately, they're convinced telephones are spying devices from a certain 3-lettered government agency. Oh, jeez. Ridiculous, I know, but they have privacy issues that I'd rather not get involved in. Yes, boomer. Sort of like mindset sometimes. Like, just sometimes. Not all of them are like that. Well, time to write something back. Let's see. Dear Mom and Dad, Lucy and I are doing just fine. I miss you too, and I hope we can see each other soon. Heh, I made a rhyme, but seriously, I don't really know what else to say. You know what? I'm not gonna pop this kid's bubble. We've always been emotionally distant, careful not to stick our noses into each other's lives. Lucy's family, on the other hand, well, they're much more willing to communicate directly. That's probably why I have such a close relationship with her mom. If only my mom were the same. I fold my note, lick the envelope, my favorite part, speaks to me, and sign the front. I don't have any stamps around, but I'm sure the post office will have some. And after I'm finished with this, maybe I'll go to the pub and take a breather before tonight. Doesn't he have work? Oh, maybe it's not on the weekends, but oh, I guess it's Saturday, so his work is on Sunday? Okay, that took some time to leave. That should be adjusted. With my letter sent, I'm drawn to a nearby food truck grilling burgers and brats. My emotions are drawing my appetite thin, but imagining my stomach growling at Nina is too much to bear. It's just morning. What, is it near evening already? But even if nothing embarrassing happens, my voice is breaking. I feel like I'm missing something. Showing up empty-handed probably wouldn't look good. At that moment, I'm reminded of something Lucy said a year ago. We were at a park.
The perfect date? Well, I think it's less about where you take someone or what you do together and more about making memories with them, you know? Though, to be honest, you can't go wrong with a bouquet of flowers. And concerts are also cool. Maybe some stargazing too. Something like that would be perfect.
I've learned to not con to I've learned in my 35, no, I guess like 20 plus years of living aware about relationships, I guess. I don't find that a good move to ask anyone what, well, it is a considered viable option to make as a decider for anything, like asking for opinion from other people. But most of the time, I don't condone that kind of mindset. But maybe, you know what? It's just me. It's just me. I'm just projecting. Stop it. Pansy. Koser be saying, stop projecting. Stop projecting. Stop it. Get some help. That's it. I'll get Nina a bouquet of flowers. Maybe roses. Would lilies be better? Oh, Jake, anything is better than nothing. Now, if I were a flower shop, where would I be? Somewhere that's safe and flowers can... Why are you in a conspicuous alley? Roses in one hand and my thoughts in the other, I pace outside the pub. Glass shards and litter crunch under my soles, an old alleyway in disrepair. I wouldn't be surprised if mobsters used to close back alley deals on this very same gravel. After walking in literally and figurative circles for what feels like an eternity, Nina finally arrives. Unsurprisingly, her sleek yet informal outfit matches her endearing personality. Also, I can't help but sneak glances at her body. It's obvious she picked a dress that'll hug her every curve, teasing my eyes to wander from her thighs to her chest. Yeah. And yet her silky golden locks wink at me while her blush makes me blush. What? Where's the blush? It's as if every part of her personality has combined into the beautiful woman standing before me. I'm not cringing. I'm not also not puking internally and rolling my eyes at the same time. Nope. But I do really like her character design and Lucy's, but she's more alluring, so I have a preference for alluring-eyed characters. Even if, like, they have shitty personality sometimes. Like, that's a stereotype that is never appreciated. Fancy meeting you. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Fancy meeting you here. I'm not late, am I? No, hey, before we go inside, I have something for you. Aw, flowers. Flowers. I revealed the bouquet behind my back, causing her eyes to momentarily widen as she breaks into a smile. Without hesitation, she accepts and gently hugs them, all the while gazing at me with that irresistible stare. You're such a sweetie. I can't wait to bring them home. I'm glad you like them. Shall we go in? My narration voice and Jake voice is just already like inserting in each other's like territories. Okay, for now, I'm gonna be pausing the game and saving it. Here. How do I... Okay, return. And let's go back to the title screen. Title screen, there. Yep. Alrighty then, let's pause a bit on that part of the story. So, we're now at the stage where we are nearing the anchor of who or what is he going to be in the kissing game or not. Because, bro, it's hinted in the description. Your tricycle. It's hinted in the description. You're going to trigger Jake's abilities of almost time traveling to specific timelines by via kissing whoever you are kissing in the story. Ah, can't wait for that part, to be honest. Like, the science fiction part needs to be earlier in the story than later. To be fair, it's kind of like I did hint a while ago, like in the first part, that it's already an obvious slow burn. This story is. So I shouldn't be like stopping the excitement. But the gosh darn, Jake's Paralysis is hitting me on a nostalgia cringiness that I did not actually want to experience. And we all know that if you subjected yourself on highly inescapable insecurities and reminiscent of awkward secondhand embarrassment or highly embarrassing situations in your life in your younger years, if you're listening and you're an old person, it's obvious that you're gonna feel for Jake on certain situations. Like me, I'm already cringing, I'm vomiting inside, I am annoyed at certain tropes and stuff, but that's how it goes with a story that is built in on a love triangle. Usually, I love a trope that is played differently. Like, as I said, I shipped Lucy and Nina on the first part, or maybe like I would actually like a love triangle that plays like that, but this story is not. It's straight, so we're just gonna have to be satisfied with that. Either way, this is the part 2 of Jake's Paralysis demo. So far, we're getting near to the science fiction part. I don't know if I have the energy to actually be excited about that. However, I'm sorry, I'll have to cut this now. Hopefully, like, you guys are okay with the flow of the story and the visual novel. As I said before, if you guys are interested in this story via these videos, if not playing the demo, why don't you, like, join them in a Discord, wishlist their game in Steam, and wait and see and comment into their community whatever kind of opinion you have towards this visual novel. Hopefully, it's appreciated by them. I am not as brave enough in entirely putting the input in their plate readily. I am just making this video and inserting some of my opinions. May or may not be unsolicited. To that, thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video. Like, a subscription, and a comment in this video is much appreciated, and sharing is also much appreciated, but if not, it's fine. I mean, thanks so much for taking your time to actually listening and watching this Jake's Paralysis Part 2 demo. Toodles!